Ladies and gentlemen, or friends of the third sex, welcome to the Christian Hernandez Show. My name is Jose Perez. Kidding. My name is Christian Hernandez. Hey, Braulio Garcia Cortez. No, we just started the party. Yeah, man. I'm by myself. Oops. I don't know what's going on with the chat, man. Da-da-da. There you go. No, we just started. So you can get your Coca Cola, your drink, your CBD, whatever have you, legally or illegally. I don't care really. And today we're doing this in English, Spanglish, or both, even Esperanto, Latin, in amine paters, Philis. This episode is a tribute to the soul of Tim Dillon, wherever he is now. Rest in peace, my friend. Bye bye. Before we start, of course, I want to address the obvious. I want to tell you something. I was diagnosed with a disease, the kind of three letters sickness type. And if you spend some time with me, you could get it, you could catch it. And that disease is ESL, English as second language. Therefore, please understand, bear with me. And let's see what else is coming here. You know, being bilingual is one of those things that is a third world country stuff. You're from Latin America, most probably you speak two languages sometimes. Oh, the thing. All right. Well, why this show? The reason of having this in English is because we are gonna hit the road soon in doing the stand-up. That's the real reason. I want to train, see how's it going with the English and so on. Right, that's why. All right. Also, well, each week we have a podcast, so we try to avoid the cancer by telling stuff, thoughts, belief, catharsis, if you will. That's the reason. But what is new? What's new in the week? Did Hunter Biden now forgo the iPhone? Jerome Powell was hacked, tricked by the pranksters of Russia. What happened in the week? Did Zelensky got a cover from Forbes magazine of the 50 billionaires under 50? Well, the guy is 45 years old. He's a billionaire, most probably, thanks to the taxpayers of US. Allegedly, only 50% of the people in US pay taxes. You believe that? Well, that's according to the statistics. Well, that guy, Zelensky, whatever. But what happened also in Mexico? What happened to the elected dictator of Mexico, Andres Manuel? What a dictator. Sucks now. Because the guy is going to be only one period, only 6 years in power. What's that? Where are the guys that lasted like 20 years? Come on. Let's help Andres Manuel. We will open a change ORG so we can claim, please, Andres Manuel, stay another 6 years. What about that? You know what? What about 6 years, 6 times? Is that enough, Andres Manuel? Hopefully your heart can get that. So at least Andres Manuel, maybe, the artificial intelligence system will be sucked by Andres Manuel and AI, ChatGPT, AmGPT, AMLOGPT can, rule the country. Hopefully. I don't know. All right. I want to talk about let's also probably we'll talk about one of the best presidents that Mexico had. And of course, I'm talking about Donald Trump. Stay tuned, probably. But let's talk also about a country that has no name. Of course, USA, United States of America. When people say that there is no name, really, it's like you're calling the drunk guy of the corner. Have no idea. But guess, US, as we know, is capitalism. Eh. Right. But is it a free market? Is it a free market? Is it? Is it? Can you buy a Xiaomi? Sorry, Jalitza, your cell phone doesn't work here. But can you buy a Huawei? something about telecommunications product in your company. Can you buy one? Maybe not. So it's not a free market because allegedly some of the products coming from China, the government she could spy. They don't know. In Mexico, we use a high technology for encryption. It's called the F language. So instead of saying, hey, ¿cómo estás? You can say, ¿Cómo fue estafas? That's it. That's enough to get protection from the Chinese. We learned that since elementary school. I give you some tips about how Mexicans encrypt their messages. Well, also we heard many times, thanks to Netflix, thanks to all the shows that we saw when we were kids, that US is a free country, right? Free expression. Everyone can say whatever they want. Let me see what they said in Russia today. Oh wait, there is no Russia today. Not in YouTube, at least. You cannot access to that. The freedom of speech. You know how that goes. Well, before some friends got the channel canceled when they talk about vaccines, just question the vaccines, just something healthy. Ask question something. It's healthy because remember, doctors long time ago they were giving us a prescription tobacco, smoking to pregnant women. Can you believe that? The tobacco companies knew about this damage it can cause to people who smoke, of course, and they covered. Just asking a question is a really good exercise. It's a healthy acceptism, skeptical. It's good you question the stuff, but in some free countries you can't. You cannot. Also, we hear about the democracy, right? The overrated democracy. Democracy, if I remember, the root of the word is demos, population, kratos, power to the people. Oh, is it? There is a power to the people in US? I don't know. Hillary Clinton won the popular vote. Popular vote, for those who don't know, is the majority of people vote and win. Like elections allegedly in Mexico, whoever gets most of the votes wins. Simple as that. But no, not the US. It's a representative democracy, whatever that is. Go figure that out. So some just a group of people have overpower or regular people in high level. That's what it is. So is it democracy? Really? Well, I understand why sometimes some countries go overseas to give some democracy to some other countries. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Well, elections are coming again in US every 4 years, 2 periods. There is a re-election. Mexico used to follow that rule, but Mexico used to have vice president, but the vice presidents usually got killed. Therefore, no more vice president. And then Cardenas extended the period of the president from 4 to 6 years. No, we should talk about re-election. That's why it should be wise for the dictator Andres Manuel to stay in power, just to see how it goes. So elections are coming again in US. Looks like you we, we're still drunk about the past elections. But the Democrats and Republicans, they started these campaigns, who is dirtier, you, me, blah, blah, blah. Also the independents, allegedly, Bernie Sanders, right? But again, if you guys are ruling or you guys are clapping, going in favor of some party, if you're going for Democrats, please make sure you get paid in cash. Don't let you trick of using FTX tokens, because you know what happened to FTX? All the donations that Democrats received. Where did they go? Where are they? The Cayman Islands? I don't know. And the Democrats, of course, allegedly they pay with prepay. Better cash. Sorry, Ray Dalio. You said that cash is trash. I don't think so. Cash is king. Because if cash were trash, then trash were cash. And when these dumpsters were banks, cheers to my philo regards of the Wall Street bets degenerates. Great guys. Let me open my CBD. Oops. Mm. People just celebrated 420 in, I think in Ukraine. They were happy. They were celebrating 420. Is Hitler's birthday? I don't know. Probably. I don't know what time was there. But 420, nice. There is no lines anymore in the places where they sell, some products, green products. Not the ones that Greta says, right? What about the homelessness? California. I haven't been in California for a while. There are many reasons. Of course, COVID. Want to go there. Want to visit, family. And my favorite restaurant is there, by the way. Spoon House. Amazing place. Amazing place. But I heard a lot of homeless. I'm sorry. It's called now the unhoused. That situation in US. Well, they say there's a lot of homeless in US. And I heard, I'm sure that's true. I swear, I don't know. Some folks in US, they're saying the progressives, the people that, let's do this and do that. No, yes, don't say that, cancel that. Well, they want to end the homelessness problem in US. How they're doing that? Easy. One guy said, why you don't send Americans to Palestine? In Palestine, I heard Americans that can get a free houses there. Probably that works. Sorry, Palestinians. Sorry, Israel. Someone is gonna suffer, but that's a way. That's a way to end homelessness right now. I'm not sure if Ocasio Cortez, Alejandro Ocasio Cortez, isn't ruling that. I'm not sure. I don't know. I also got an idea. Maybe not an idea. How about there is a way that Mexico can reduce the diabetes. Mexico has, I believe, was number one country for obesity, child and adult obesity, number one for diabetes. But there is a way to reduce that. I'm not sure it's going to be popular. The idea, I heard some, I think Reddit. The idea is that Mexico should invade Ukraine, and then McDonald's, Coca-Cola, Starbucks will get out of Mexico, and then probably the diet of Mexican people will be better. No more McDonald's, no more Coca-Cola, because Chiapas, the poorest state in Mexico, I think in South America too, in Central America, in the middle of America, is the poorest country. I'm sorry, the poorest. It was a country before, but now was added to Mexico. The poorest state, and they are number one place of consumption of Coca-Cola. Go figure that out. It's just an idea. I heard that. All right. Also, they said, the same people, I think, the way to stop the war in Ukraine is easy. Easy. Ukraine should change the name to Palestine. And now all the help will stop. No one will hear about it. Well, I don't think Zelensky will like that. Also, there are, weird people you can find in different networks. You can find people in internet that is kind of weird, right? They said Midwest, make Midwest again, because as you know, Chicago, Illinois. Don't pronounce the S, please. Illinois is located in the Midwest, but if you check the map, it's more like a East Coast, right, or the middle. It's not like West, really. And then they said, "Oh, I know why. Because U.S. politely blocked some states from a country from the South, and then Midwest is no longer the Midwest." And the same guy said, "What about making Texas Mexico again?" I don't know. I think I don't think that will fly, my fly. Be my guest. But you think about the history, it's weird how things fell now. Because very few people know that Democrats were able to eradicate, to remove 55% of corruption and violence in Mexico. Democrats, yeah, they help Mexico. You know what? It's to corrupt Mexico. There's a lot of violence. Let's help them. And boom, they reduce by 55%. How they did it? Easily. They took 55% of the land. Sorry, bought 55% of the land. California, Texas, Utah, Nevada, New Mexico, Arizona, Colorado, I think Oklahoma too, parts of Oklahoma, Kansas, and Wyoming. But don't worry. I heard it's water under the bridge. Oh, or maybe as they used to say now, drugs under the tunnel. The right wing in Mexico is called the PAN, Partido Acción Nacional, National Action Party, allegedly. Those guys, they are the right wing, right? Church should be in the power. There should not be free school. They should not free nothing. But the schools should be religious. So that party, when that situation happened, 1848, they they said Mexico did not lose 55% of the territory or the land. It's better to say that USS lost the 45% of the land. I don't I don't know if that's true. Interestingly enough, USA is helping other countries to get back the land they used to own. Spoiler alert, is not Palestine, it is USA. Yeah. USA is helping USA to get back 45% of the land they couldn't take from the South. It's just a little by little. Probably it's a process. Something about me, more. Well, guys, I met my wife online. Then after a year or so, we met in person. She came to Chicago. She walked through the city, went places, restaurants, visited all the places, Chinatown, Pilsen, even La Villita. And then when we sat to each other, she said, "So you're Mexican, right? Raised and born." And she said, "I think we can make the perfect couple." I thought, well, she found out about the Latin lovers and the dancing and the drama and all the jazz, and she said, "Well, we can make the perfect couple because I like cooking, but I don't like washing dishes." Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. We can be the perfect couple because I want to be the president of the United States. Of course, she's from Russia, but but I remember the first date. I'm sure the KGB agent also remember that day. It was snowing. It was in Lou Michel's. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The deep dish. We got that trap because it turns deep dish pizza is not really popular with locals in Chicago. It's just a tourist thing. I didn't know about it. Sorry about that. I learned that with Anthony Bourdain. Rest in peace. Along with Tim Dillon. And then I think, okay, this is a tourist thing, right? The pizza. And then what is the local? Well, the local it turns is Portillo's is Chicago hot dog style. And also you get the Mallard and the 312 beer and all that jazz. But when I said I want to be the president of the United States, I didn't say the United States of America. No, no, no. I was talking about the United States of the country that has a name, Mexico. Mexico, Mexico, Mexico. So yeah, I'm from the belly button of the moon. All right, for you Fox viewers and Tucker Carlson fans, the belly button of the moon is the meaning of Mexico, the word Mexico. And for CNN and Rachel Maddow fans, me, 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 me. Mexico is with X, not with J, as the people from Spain used to say. Uh, if you heard in TV, most probably the media, the propaganda called whatever, CNN, Fox News, or MSNBC, everything, they said that Mexico is corrupt. They're lying. They're liars. Fake news. I will give you some inside information. Mexico is not corrupt. It's flexible. It's a matter of perception, right? Perception is reality. Did China did China steal technology? I don't think so. China just offers transfer of technology to improve, like agile methodology sort of the thing. Remember, you remember, I think you guys were young. All civilizations did not have private property. Private property. We, indigenous in America, didn't even have last names until Europeans came, give us last names as owners, a kind of ownership. But everything was shared. As a matter of fact, some civilizations they shared the wife. Therefore, they didn't know which child was the father. I think something's still happening, but in different times, different level. That's right. So it's one of the good things of Chicago, multicultural. You can find bubble tea. You can find Mexican Coca-Cola. You can find Chinese food, of course. I think everywhere, even in small towns, they have that. And the best Chinese food, allegedly, is in Mexicali. It's in the south, in Baja California. Baja, town of California, because it was Alta California, High California, before the borrowing of the thing. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, and people from the third sex, yes, my wife is from Russia. I'm from Mexico. Or I'm me. I'm Mexican. I'm no longer the enemy. Now she is the enemy. That's why I'm happy to see the USA. The USA is now having a new enemy, the UFOs. But now they're called UAP. It's called UAP, yeah. Unidentified aerial phenomena. Phenomenal. Just following Machiavelli, same style where if you have internal problems, you need to create an external problem. So everyone unionize, everyone gets together to fight external enemy. Easy, easy solution if you have internal problems. That's why when they start talking about even Pentagon military start getting some budget to fight the aliens. Yeah, yeah. Finally, Russia or Mexico or China, they will be no longer the enemy. They will be together to protect the earth. It's better, right? Because I can just picture how that works. Like the generals of the deep state, sorry, it's an oxymoron, how they pitch the idea. The deep state, imagine who really ruling the country. You think the president? All right. I think it's too late for for you to be awake at this time, but allegedly the deep state is the military complex or Wall Street, people you don't know, they're not elected. So how they pick the enemy, right? This external enemy. Imagine well, now we're going to be the enemy. Who's going to be the enemy this time? I get an idea. And then someone brings a roulette. And he said, okay, Latin Americans, Great Britain, Japan, Germany, ISIS, the Soviets, Cuba, China, Chile, Iran, Syria, Iraq, Libya, Somalia, Pakistan, North Korea, Mexico, Russia, ET. Ding, 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 ding. Imagine ET. The aliens now will be our enemy. Can we do that? Can we have the aliens as the enemies so the human civilization doesn't kill each other as is happening now? Can we do that? That will unite the nations. That will call the United Nations because not that united. Well, not sure if Zelensky would like to stop there, receiving the check. Whoever did the taxes, I'm pretty sure. Hopefully, don't forget to add him as a dependent. And if US now unite with all the nations, China, Russia, or France, also France is the only European country that has nuclear weapons. They get together and they fight the aliens, even if they don't exist. But that just should be nice to see everyone together going back to the space with SpaceX in the International Space Station. I'm sure Zelensky would like that. Stop receiving these checks. What? No documentary for me? No movie with Ben Stiller? No Hollywood for me? No Beverly Hills? I don't think the guy would like that. We should try. We should try. Quanon. You know Quanon? Quanon will love the idea of become enemies randomly. Based on food, pizza, sausages, moronga. The Quanon guys, when they found the Quanon is just imagine the yunque in Mexico, but yeah, something like that. The Quanon guys, imagine when they found out that Hillary Clinton had a show in Apple TV called Gutsy. They ask, hey, what about if you invite Michelle Obama to your show, Hillary? Will that be called ballsy? Need to find out. There's some funny people you find internet. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Or in Twitter now. That is really ruling the media. Oh, Hillary. Of course, you talk about Hillary, you talk about Obama. Some people criticize, some people criticize Obama for getting a multi-million-dollar contract in Netflix. Some people say that he basically owns Netflix. I don't think so, but at least they give a bunch of money to Obama to produce some content. But even if the guy did not have previous experience, but I think they don't know something because again, very few a very small circle of people know this. Not even the CIA. Well, maybe CIA knows. Oh wait, they know. Well, they know now. The truth is that Obama wanted to produce a movie when he was president. In fact, he wanted to do a remake of a movie, famous movie. And since Obama loved Mexicans so mucho, amazing, he wanted to produce this movie in Mexico to give work to Mexican people. And the movie was called Fast and Furious. The gossip said that Obama asked Kissinger, hey man, how about this? Our budget is low. We just bail out Warren Buffett and the banks and whoever else. What about we do this movie cheaper? Fast and Furious, nearshore, cut the costs as they cut the coke, Mexico, right? Okay, but we cannot afford some fancy cars yet. Imagine the Supra, how much costs? Like thousands of dollars. So they said, okay, let's do this, but in parts. Just start with the guns. And please Don't go and look Obama Fast and Furious Mexico. It's bad for you. They said also that Hillary Clinton is in another remake of the movie called The Bodyguard, but it has some alternative endings, literally and metaphorically. Please don't look in internet Hillary Clinton and bodyguards. It's bad for you. I was surprised about this democracy, as I told you. How it works. I'm curious to know what linguistic teacher about language. What do they think about democracy when they heard this word democracy? Frauds and the electoral college. Uh, In Mexico, just to let you know, my American friends, in Mexico we also have the electoral college, but they called electoral raccoons because a raccoon has this like tough style of mask, and it works the same because you have some votes. Let's assume some candidate has 60 or 100 votes, but your electoral college says, you know what, we don't like the guy, whatever process is there. Whoever goes the 40 could win. It's possible. You override the votes of the people. It works the same. When you go and cast your vote in Mexico, it's possible that these electoral raccoons are there and they said, you know what, let's follow the carousel where they pay people with the blank ballot and they scratch, they X the party they want to make it win. They give to the person, and the person go cast that vote and bring back a blank ballot. That's called the carousel, and also is another called the tamal. So how it works? Of course, when you get all the votes together, there is some committee, some group of people, citizens, allegedly. They count the votes and they have this big sheet with the results. But what happened? Sometimes these raccoons bring tamales. They give that to those that committee and they get poisoned. And they need to go to the bathroom. And when they go to the bathroom, they overwrite all the numbers and voila. Also, there is a pregnant um, box where this box where they cast the votes, they already have a lot of votes for the party they want to win. Oh, the old tricks. Old tricks. It works the same. Hmm. But now, I think they don't longer do the carousel, the tamal, the pregnant. Now they do just guns. Boom, 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 boom. The let the rain, the real let, guns, no roses. Oh, democracy, the Republic of Mexico. Hmm. Well, in Mexico, the elections, if you want to call it like that, are basically like arranged marriages in India. Same style. Same style. Well, I will think now that Indian couples may have more options than Mexican people with elections. Another things about US is that they tend to be progressists, right? In some states, legalization of weed, there is legalization of the wheat. You can carry guns in some states. And I thought it was progress mixed with conservative because at the end of the day, purists came from Europe, religious purposes and all the jazz. Well, I consider myself a progressist in some level. In Mexico, it's progressist too. They allow in Mexico abortions are allowed. U.S. kind of. because Americans in some states they go to Mexico to get an abortion. Of course, Mexico is taking the jobs, those jobs too. But I heard the way Texas wants to implement this bill of abortions. I'm not sure how much this is true. There is an abortion law they want to pass in Texas. I'm not sure if I am on board with that, but the bill says something like the state of Texas will pay for the visits to the gynecologist, of course, during the pregnancy of the woman or whatever it is. He, she, it. Also, the state of Texas will cover the hospital expenses, the day of the delivery of the baby. Also, they said the state of Texas will provide a gun to the mom, and the mom needs to kill the baby. I'm not sure if I'm bored of that. Why the state needs to provide a lot of help to the mom? I mean, what about the scenario? What about if the mom has twins? Are you gonna give it two guns? How many bullets are you gonna give? Are you gonna pay twice? I'm not sure. It's not clear to me, that bill. Because we remember, as I mentioned before, it's weird. Sometimes they're progressists, sometimes is a little bit of conservative in US. Obama was was against immigration and gay marriage when he was young. But also this Mexico, the NAFTA, the MEC, I think it's called now. This symbiotic relationship between Mexico and US is something. Four of the five inputs of the Mexico's GDP come from US. They need to each other. A lot of commerce, a lot of trade happening there, legally or illegally, or legally or legally or illegally, legally. But I don't know why Obama was against immigration a long time ago. Because who else is going to pay the social security of retired Americans? Remember, a lot of people working undocumented, illegally, or whatever you want to call. They don't claim this. They pay the social security, but they don't claim it. Well, I heard you can after you become legal. Some what they call legal. I remember that. Interesting enough, Reagan, Republican, California actor, governor, ex-governor from California too. He gave amnesty to undocumented, unregular, whatever you want to call. And there was another bill to pass about the amnesty, and guess who blocked? Of course, our friends the Democrats. So for Latinos, Latinx, Democrats allegedly are progressives like Morena, Andres Manuel, blah blah blah. Our Republicans are conservatives like APAN, the Acción Nacional. But people change because we need to remember, as a British dipsomaniac used to say, if you are no liberal when you're young, you have no heart. But if you are not a conservative when you're old, you have no brain. So millennials eventually will become Braveheart readers and Jordan Peterson fans, I think. And boomers, boomers, boomer, boomers probably, I mean, they legalize. Probably they will go back to be liberal. It's not like everyone goes back like cycle. Who knows? Hopefully, we will live enough to tell that or see that. Yeah, new generations are crystal generations, mazapan generations. I don't know what happened. I think it's not. It's just now the social networks are giving voice to some people. They said 20% of the people in a social network drives the 80%, the Pareto stuff. So not everyone thinks like that, probably. I have no idea. I saw very few people with purple or pink hair, which go. If that's what you believe, go for it. But sometimes even they got to say stuff that okay. I believe some of them think that spelling contests can be racist for people with dyslexia, dyslexia. Who knows? These millennials. It's contradiction sometimes because they want organic food, but they don't have. They have inorganic music. They have cage-free food, but they have a cage in the social networks. They treat better the dogs and kids. You believe that? That a human? That's fine because you just need to take the other side of the trade. So you just buy stocks. No, you. It's no recommendation of financial, but just people can buy stocks to for pets, and because now it turned the market of the money goes into pets industry is more than the market, the money going for kids. And it's funny when people say, you find someone with a dog, that person is good. Well, Hitler had dogs, even libraries, because there are people that said if there is a lot of library books, the person is good. Millennials, posers, probably also all generations were posers. Showing the stuff, the social approval. Sometimes it's easy to spot a millennial who is vegan, or do you know how? Do you know how to spot a millennial who is vegan, drives a Tesla, exercises with Peloton, and has a vote? Do you know how to know a millennial has all the thing? Do you know how to recognize them? I believe I don't need to tell you. You already know. All right. I think it's a little bit late for everyone. Sorry for this catharsis. I'm even regret about it because if I learned something from Julian Assange is never tell the truth, or you soon will never see the sun. Okay, sorry, so sorry for no sorry. I know this episode just felt like a 5 minutes of your life, of course. 5 minutes in the waterboard. Lady Cheney, of course, in charge. Skill. So, así que. So, thanks for tuning. Long life to the present, which the present is a gift, right? Everyone knows that. I didn't know about it. Or viva el presente. This is Abisal World, Mundo Abisal, and talk to you soon, I guess. If FSB or the FBI doesn't say something different. Cheers. One song, Mexican American songs. Um, doo- ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, 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 oh,